Hey guys, how you doing? This is Andy Huang. 大家好，我是黄家贤. Hey, listen, I've got a couple of calls in these couple of days, so I kind of want to just spend the next couple of minutes and just kind of talk about a topic that's been on a lot of people's minds. That a lot of people are asking me, why am I sharing these tips or the know-hows of the things that that happen to me, or that's things that I've learned from the past designations classes, and why am I sharing it with other people when in the business everyone is your competition, the competitors, and by them knowing what you know, that kind of make their job easier. So see, here at Exit Realty, our founder, Steve Morris, actually said, when he set out to, he actually did this a number of years ago before he started it. He was hired, as a matter of fact, by another firm to do an experiment. So what he found out was that in the real estate business as a whole, there's thousands and tens of thousands of people doing real estate across the state, and then in the country there are about 1.4 million realtors, roughly. And then what he found out was that a very limited number of people, I think around maybe 5-6% of realtors actually controls all the transactions. The other ones always out there doing very little. So for someone to have a significant amount, there's only a handful of people. So he found out, when he wanted to learn what is the secret, what's the insider's secret about how to successfully be successful in real estate transaction. So what he found out was it's been very controlled. No one wants to share what they know. Obviously, it directly impacts their income. So no one wants to share the secrets to success. So Mr. Morris actually started to learn the trade secrets and that, and then he actively start teaching other people about the business. Because one thing about Exit Realty is that we believe in making other people, other brokerages and other fellow realtors stronger, and then therefore by becoming more successful. Because and then I found out that it's the core principle belief of National Association of Realtors also, because they want to make sure that real estate as a whole, industry as a whole, it's it's moving up quality wise, as well as knowledge, professionalism, so on and so forth. So so it really kind of surprised me that a lot of people would ask me that, because in the past I have been people that worked with me either in the same office, or I was the listing agent, they'll come in as a buyer's agent. So I have always learned that most people are very reluctant when it comes to sharing something. And then if you're in the room with me for 10 minutes, I am teaching you a lot of things. A lot of people just say, oh my God, spending 10 minutes with you is it's amazing, we're learning so much. And then I said, that's how I felt it. That's how I learned. This is exactly how I learned. I have picked up 5 designations, and I have had the privilege and then the honor of being taught by Ron Phibbs, who's the past president of National Association of Realtors. I was taught by Diane Scalza, which is the president of the LI board, 2018 LI board. And then I've been in rooms with so many other presidents and past presidents of organizations, national organizations. So one thing that I found is, when a lot of them, you don't even have to ask them. They'll just share their inside tips, because they want what I want. They believe what I believe. It is evolve this industry, real estate as a whole, to another level where people actually respect. It's a respectable profession, because let's all face it. If you say you're a realtor from Queens, at these LIBOR and NISAR trainings, everyone's looking at, oh, so you're from the Wild Wild West. So I never understood why at first, but now obviously couple of years under my belt, I do see it because I see it firsthand. What is going on in the so-called Wild Wild West? What other realtors are doing? Borderline. Forget about unethical. It's borderline illegal. So. I do understand now, but please understand that you are being judged, and you're being gauged by others, not just your clients, your customers, but by others. As real estate as a whole, as a profession, that and that's why I do it. In Exit Realty, we believe. It's very simple, 5 pillar. So I have talked about over and over and over is we make sure that number one, we make sure everyone is thoroughly trained, oriented in understanding the entire transaction of the whole real estate, because you have to understand what you're selling. And then and number two, we teach you the art about branding, because in the industry this is what it's all about, branding yourself to the rest of the populations, to the rest of the world, and to other realtors. And number three, how do you do it? We do it by using the latest technology, and then everything that's out there, every platform, any technological platforms, we are the first to experience, to test it, and if we see that it works, that we see that it will help our fellow realtors, we'll push it out at no cost to our realtors, to Exit Associates. And then obviously, number four, we believe a team approach, because that's how you'll be successful. And that's why you see in a lot of other real estate franchise companies, they have this team, XYZ team, the Smith team, and so on and so forth, because they realize, that's the only way to be successful. Have a team approach, just like a family would. And then the number five is the most amazing one. They have residual incomes, where when you think about residual incomes, this is what people always think about. Oh, we're not fancy enough to have residual incomes. Residual incomes are for something you do once and you get paid over and over and over. All right, so that's basically the definition of it. So who could get residual incomes? Well, the only ones that we know are writers, and actors and actresses, movie stars, where they'll start in one and then they get paid over and over. At what point, at what work, what profession that you do on every day, that most of us come across, offers that. All right, so it's an ingenious system where it really is a groundbreaking system. So again, I don't want you to think I'm being biased. I was with Remax. I have been with KW. I have been interview-wise, with KW, with Douglas Elliman, with Century 21, with with a lot of industry leaders. And then what I do is being a manager, director, and trainer, I understand what every system is. I gauge, and I could tell you, no one could come in and say, oh yeah, by the way, I've heard XYZ is better. I could tell you XYZ it's not better, because this is what they offer, this is the dollar amount that you'll get, this is what you will collect, and so on and so forth. So I can very comfortably have that conversation with you. All right, so for those of you that if you think Exit, or if you want to know Exit a little bit more, get to know me and get to know the whole system. All right, so you can always find me, Andy Huang, across any social media. You can call me directly, 646-996-0859, and you can email me, andyhuangrealtor@gmail.com. This is Andy Huang, Exit Realty Direct. So long now.